All right, Josh Minot with that alley-oop gave the Celtics a 10-point lead at the half. They pile it on in the second half, getting a 29-point win over the Washington Wizards. What's happening? Tom Giles, Chris Forsberg, Eddie House with you here on Celtics Postgame Live. Josh Minot with a career-high 21 points. All 5 starters in double figures. Eddie, what did you like particularly about the Celtics and their response after falling behind early?
Well, you said it right there. All 5 in double figures. Then you had Simons coming in, giving you 18. I like the way that Walsh had a lot of energy. I got some notes down here, so that's why I keep looking down. I like the way that Walsh came in and gave us a lot of energy, rebounding the basketball the way he did, playing with pace and playing with strength and being physical, level of physicality. But then also, when was the last time we had 31 assists?
Been a while.
We had 31 assists and only 7 turnovers. And usually that's a recipe for success for this team. That's been the recipe for success for this team for like the last 2 to 3 years. And so I think the efficiency also, I mean, we could go on and on about this game right here. In particular, we just got to carry it over to the game in Orlando and then play Orlando again and do it again and just keep doing it over and over and over again. The efficiency of Jaylen Brown, Kata, and Minot was off the charts to me. So
yeah, this was just what the doctor ordered, right? Just what the doctor ordered. Everyone walks away from this feeling good. So many good habits they can build off of. And it wasn't 48, but, well, 36. And so you spot them an 11-point lead after one. You outscore them by 40 the rest of the way. I think you found a few things. You know, Jordan Walsh will probably get more opportunity moving forward. You went small, Minot as a center in the Garza-less second unit. It feels like you can build off of this. Now, it was the Wizards on the other side. Not going to get too high, not going to get too low. But there is some stuff you can bottle up here. And chief among them, your superstar JB goes out there and puts up a historic stat line. So everyone walks away from this feeling a lot better than we did the other night against Utah.
And the Celtics did a much better job of rebounding the basketball after that first quarter in particular. And you brought up his name, Jaylen Brown. What a night he had once again. 35 points in 25 minutes for Jaylen Brown. He's standing by with Abby Chin.
Jaylen, you had 35, 5, and 5 in 26 minutes. That's only been done 5 times in the NBA.
6 minutes?
26 minutes.
I got to talk to Sam about that, man.
It's a little more than 25. My point is, you knew the energy needed to shift after that loss to Utah. What did you do to make that happen?
Yeah, we just needed to come out a little bit more focused. We got off to a slow start, you know what I mean? But we just got to come out and play basketball at the end of the day. You know, we got to come out like we're ready to fight. And when we do that, we'll be all right. But at times, it's going to take a little bit more effort.
This turned into a different game after that first quarter. What shifted defensively?
I think just something, I don't know, like it's just something, I think a shot or two went down. I think Josh made a couple threes, and I think that reinvigorated everybody because it seemed like defensively we kind of, after he made those first 2 threes, it kind of like switched on. But whether the ball goes in or not, we got to be ready to play.
Josh had a career high tonight. What kind of energy has he brought to this group?
He's been great. We're going to need him all season long. So just trying to get him to be consistent, keep his confidence right, and just keep having him learn amongst each and every game. So that's the most important thing, is just learning as we continue to go forward.
And now, as we got our first Geno time of the season, how do you guys build on this momentum?
Just take it into Orlando, take it one game at a time. That's it. That's all we can do.
Jaylen, thank you. Congrats.
Thank you, Al.
As Jaylen alluded to, Celtics heading to Orlando for a couple games down there. We got Drew and Scal, who will also be heading down to Orlando. But, fellas, 29-point win tonight. They fell behind by 11 after the first quarter. But the response after that, your thoughts on what you saw the final 3 quarters?
Yeah, Giles, it's amazing how different the Celtics looked after that first quarter, Scout. To you, what was the biggest change they made?
I mean, I know when Pritchard came back in, there was some energy. Jaylen Brown took over a little bit, started getting going. Our defense wasn't great the first quarter. I thought Sarr had a really good game, and he was like kind of dominating, knocking down threes, going to the basket. But for the Celtics, they have to find their identity. They're going to be a hard-playing team, energy team. And I've mentioned it in the broadcast, we got to become a better passing team. Tonight, I thought we were a better passing team. Good cuts, good spacing. I think a lot of that stuff happened, but it always goes back to the defense. Once we started to guard, then things changed.
Yeah, 30-plus assists for the Celtics tonight, which is a category they've been toward the bottom of the league in so far this season. You know, Jaylen Brown calls himself the energy shifter, and he's doing that. he's really the energy starter and the tone setter for this team. And it's clear, I think, that he's taken that on his shoulders and saying, I need to be the guy at the head of the snake.
And it does seem like the rest of the guys will follow. So it's not just Jaylen Brown saying, hey, I got to pick and choose when I go. When he goes, everyone follows. And Joe Mazzulla's doing a good job with Jaylen Brown. He's putting him all over the floor. In the corner, dribble handoffs, screens, pin downs. You know, he's not just like bouncing the ball and everyone's watching him. They're getting him on the move, and he's really been unstoppable with that. And he's really embracing that mid-range jumper.
Yeah, Joe doing a good job getting him in spots, but Jaylen wants a word, it sounds like, with Sam Cassell, because he's not playing enough minutes. I think he wanted a 50 ball tonight.
No, Abby should have set him up. Like, the only person that did it better than you was Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
So you're like second on the list to Jordan.
That gives him something to strive for.
Yeah, I mean, that's work. 35, 5, and 5 in 26 minutes. It's 25-52, by the way. That's work.
Yeah, he was unbelievable tonight, Giles. Unstoppable, undeniable, huge one for the Celtics. I know it's the Wizards, but in terms of the vibes and the momentum, this was a big one. So we will look forward to Orlando. All
right, thank you so much, fellas. Yeah, Jaylen Brown, you see the note at the bottom of the screen there from Dick Light. For Celtic to put up that stat line in less than 30 minutes of work. 136-107, your final scores. They get to 4-5 on the season. Quick break. We're back with more.
Celtics post
tough. All right, meanwhile, you got the Celtics with a big win over the Washington Wizards. Final score 136-107. Giles, Forsberg, Eddie back with you. And Eddie, let's now get into Jaylen Brown and his night, because he had the 35 points pointed out in less than 30 minutes in this one, less than 26 minutes in this one. He also had 24 points in the first half without even making a three. What did you think of the way he attacked and made sure that the Celtics had the lead at the break?
Well, he backed up what he said. Think about what he said the last game. He said, I got to be better, though. And maybe that starts with me. And so it did start with him. Very aggressive, getting to the basket, getting to his spots, not settling. I don't think he hit his three until the third quarter or somewhere around there until he hit his first three that he hasn't hit a three in a few games. And so I just thought that he was amazing by putting a lot of pressure on the Washington defense, especially when they didn't have a shot blocker out there. He made sure he was able to get to his spots. Guys were finding him, and he played the game the right way.
You want to know how many mid-range jumpers he hit overall? You want to take a guess there, Giles?
I'm going to guess 8.
You are nailing it. 8 of 13 from the mid-range. Nice. Add in PP going for 5 for 13. So 13 for 19 for Jaylen and Pritchard in the mid-range. I thought Jaylen played another controlled, efficient game. Felt like he was the only one sort of shouldering the load in the first quarter. Desperately needed some help. They finally get a couple other guys going, and he's still doing his thing. This is what superstars do. He's able to, in a day where the Celtics desperately needed to just feel good about themselves again, Jaylen goes up another level, brings the efficiency, sets the tone. That's why he's the energy shifter.
Well, he had 16 points in the first quarter as well, right? It was 16 in the first
one. And then 24 midway through the second?
Well, yeah. I guess my thing is they got off to a slow start. If he had kept them in the game, you have no idea what that looks like with Jaylen not going for those 16 points in the first quarter. Meanwhile, taking a look at some numbers here, the turning point presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Turn it around, take control. It's possible. The solution for weight loss. Reserve your consult at awaken180weightloss.com. It is the second quarter where the Celtics outscored Washington 44-23. Shot 67% from the field, 4 of 8 from 3. Points in the paint. They had 20 points in the paint in that quarter. And the one thing that really stood out to me, Eddie, and I think we talked about it at halftime, but the Wizards had 13 points off 13 second chance points in the first quarter, just 1 in the second quarter.
Yeah, but look at the 8 assists to the only 1 turnover. Sharing the basketball, guys just making plays, not only for themselves, but making plays for others. And, that's what you have to do. And a team like Washington, right, Scal kept hitting on it early when he was talking earlier in pregame, was like, they play fast. Well, when you get the rebound and you push it on them, teams that like to run don't like to get ran on. And I thought we did a great job of pushing the pace. And then at the time, taking our time when we needed to get what we wanted, because we knew tonight we were the better team and we could get whatever we wanted. I love the fact that Derek White was able to see some shots go down. Peyton Pritchard was able to see some shots go down. and overall, everybody played a well-rounded basketball game. This team played well, and I think we just got to continue to build that momentum.
Do you think they slow played the first quarter, given their recent struggles?
No,
like,
I don't. I don't think anyone was feeling particularly comfortable, Chris, with the first quarter. But that's a nice theory.
They flipped the script, right? Like sometimes they've usually had really good first quarters, and then they go out there and they lose their way in the second and third. So when they struggled, I was like, yes, got them right where they want them, because now they had to play hard into the second quarter. And all of a sudden, you got Walsh out there doing good things. Nimi had a great game. Minot brought the energy. So not only is JB activated and giving you what you need, but now all these other guys are sort of starting to chip in. And again, I think we started to see how some of these sub lineups might look moving forward, and they got to bottle that up, because they were really, really good in the second quarter. They came out with the right energy in the third and made sure this thing didn't get any closer than it needed to be. And I just feel like there's good habits that they can bring forward. Maybe don't spot teams 11-point leads. We can live without that. But considering that they can't keep an 11-point lead usually, good progress.
Okay, yeah, and maybe they can go. Yeah.
Can I say this real quick? I'm sorry, Giles. I didn't mean to cut you off, but you know what? Teams and players act like they don't hear the outside noise, right? Everybody's like, no, we don't read.